Ahora, ahora. This is a great word / expression to learn in Spanish because people say it all the time. Ahora, ahora. Remember, the H sound is silent in Spanish, and this means now or in a minute. A lot of people are confused by this word because in English now is now, but in Spanish ahora can mean now or in a minute. Okay, so you need to be a bit flexible. So, for example, ahora tengo tiempo. ¿Qué querías decirme? Ahora tengo tiempo. ¿Qué querías decirme? This means I have time now. What do you want to tell me? Question mark. What do you want to tell me? Okay, so let's break this down and let's see how this sentence works. Ahora can be used at the beginning of a sentence. You can also say tengo tiempo ahora. So it's very flexible. You can use it at the beginning or at the end of a sentence. Ahora means now. Tengo, yo tengo, I have. We don't need yo in the sentence. Remember that you can drop yo. Ahora tengo, now I have. Tiempo means time. So when you say ahora tengo tiempo, I have time now. Okay? And then, ¿qué? What? ¿Querías? Did you want? ¿Tú querías? ¿Qué tú querías? We don't need tú. We just need the verb. ¿Qué querías? What did you want to decirme? Decirme means tell me. Remember, it's very common that you attach pronouns to verbs, especially me, te, le, nos. Okay, so it's a very common thing to do in Spanish. In this situation, decir means to tell, and then me, decir me, tell me. Of course, don't say decirme by itself because it makes no sense. If you want to say to someone, tell me, in Spanish is dime. It's not decirme, okay? So decirme is used with more, in a complex, not a complex, but in a longer sentence. It's not an expression, so just remember that. Dime, just like this, dime, that is tell me, okay? Just by itself, tell me. But decirme means the same, but it's in a question, it's in a longer sentence. ¿Qué querías decirme? What did you want to tell me? So this is something that means, I can talk now. So it's not like in a minute. It's like I can talk now. So it's important to know the differences for sure. Now let's look at another example using ahora when it means in a minute. Okay? So the next example is ahora te digo, nada más déjame terminar esto. Ahora te digo, nada más déjame terminar esto. This means I'll tell you in a moment or in a minute. Just let me finish this. So, technically it means in a minute, in a moment. It's very, very similar to those phrases. Ahora te digo, I'll tell you in a moment or in a minute. Nada más déjame terminar esto. Just let me finish this. So let's break this down and let's see how this phrase works. This sentence works. Ahora, okay? it means in a moment, in a minute. Te digo, yo te digo, I'll tell you. We don't need yo in there. You can say ahora yo te digo, but it's too long. It's not often said in Spanish, so don't say yo all the time. Ahora te digo, I'll tell you in a moment. Nada más is a great expression that means just dot, okay? Nada más. Déjame means let me, okay? Déjame, let me. Déjame comer, let me eat. Déjame hablar, let me speak, okay? So déjame is a great word that means let me do something. In this situation, we're using the verb terminar. Terminar means to finish. So when you say déjame terminar, let me finish, okay? And remember, if you use déjame, then after that you need to add a verb in the infinitive way, which means, or infinitive form, which means don't conjugate the verb. You just need to leave the verb as is, and you can tell by the ending AR or ER or IR, okay? Those endings, those are the the infinitive form, of verbs. Terminar, correr, trabajar, ir, venir, caminar, okay? So just remember that. Déjame, and then the other verb needs to be in the infinitive form. Déjame terminar, let me finish esto. Esto means this. So that's a very straightforward, very easy word that means this. Ahora te digo, nada más déjame terminar esto. I'll tell you in a moment, in a minute. Just let me finish this. Now, some people say ahorita instead of saying ahora. They say ahorita as well. So that also means in a minute or in a moment. You can say ahorita. Ahorita te digo. Okay? I'll tell you in a moment. Just give me a few minutes, okay? So that's a common thing to say. You can also use it in this situation. Ahorita. Okay? Ahorita tengo tiempo. So that's a common thing to say too. So ahora, ahorita, same thing. It means now or in a minute or in a moment. So just remember that. It can be, let me just put it here, ahora or ahorita. Oops, you cannot see that. Sorry about that. There you go. Ahora, ahorita. So yeah, now you know. It's all about context. It's all about knowing the situation. And if someone says ahora tengo tiempo, it makes sense that the person has time now to talk in the situation. Or when you're like, just let me finish something, ahorita te digo, nada más déjame terminar esto. That means I'll tell you in a moment, just let me finish this. So it makes sense. You understand what the person means. It's not like they're saying, I'll tell you right now while I'm doing this other thing. It's just, just wait a bit. I'll tell you something. Okay, so that's the main difference there. And ahora, ahorita are very common words to use in Spanish. So keep that in mind and add them to your vocabulary.